The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
What's up, Ock? Happy holidays. We in the building. You know what it is.
Happy New Year, y'all. So y'all heard what I said, Sports Entertainment Podcast. Here with your guys, tell.
RNAK down, whatnot.
Jesus, big, baby.
Hey, y'all see the shirts, man. We out here. Y'all heard what I said. Thanks to the sis, appreciate it. Alright, so let's get it started, y'all. We got NFL, and I really want to straight talk about the Sunday night matchup for the number 1 seed and the division, NFC North, Minnesota Vikings, and the Detroit Lions. So my question for y'all is, who needs the number 1 seed and home field advantage more between those two?
That's a good question. I would say Detroit, but Detroit undefeated on the road, so they definitely don't need it. Minnesota lost at home to the Giants 2 years ago, so it probably don't matter to them.
Guess what? Yeah, Kirk Cousins would have.
So it don't matter. But I don't know. That is a good question.
And the rare occurrences that I actually agree with Darren. Both of these teams have been stellar. As they said in the preview, this is the first time ever in the history so late in the season that two teams have this many wins.
That's unbelievable.
Combined wins this late in the season. Both have showed that, I mean, if you got this many wins, it don't matter if you home or on the road. You've been spanking ass. So to be honest, I'm not worried about the Lions, even if they lose, because, like I said, I disrespected Minnesota early in the season. I apologize. They have been here. Sam Donald.
I'm the same
Donald
way.
should be an MVP candidate the way he's been playing. And at the same point, if the Minnesota lose, I mean, 13-4 is not a bad fucking record at all. To be the second in your division and still going to the playoffs, so to me,
13-4, 14-3.
or 14-3.
Yeah, it's got to be the first time it's ever happened. The fifth seed is when they have 14 wins.
Well, like I said, either way, a win or loss, I mean, I don't think this really matters for either team having home field. I mean, I think both of them have showed you 3.5 months that it's time to get ready. It's time for January.
Yeah. So for me, a lot of people would probably say Detroit needed more, but I think Minnesota would need it more, considering the fact that they really haven't been in this position. There's one thing, they got Sam Darnold as their quarterback, and having the number 1 seed essentially gives them home field throughout the playoffs, and it gives them a week, and it shortens their amount of games they need to win. For Detroit, I know they dealing with injuries and stuff, but like Darren mentioned, they've been undefeated on the road all season. They're the highest scoring team in the season. And in the playoffs, you can like throw some of that like stuff out the way with they giving up too much points because the game going to slow down in the playoffs. I'm saying they ain't going to be giving up all the yards in the playoffs to these teams. Their defense going to start strapping down. And since I said that, this is a 2-part question for me too. Another question I said, will the injuries actually hurt Detroit in the playoffs? But I don't think it will.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't, because...
Well, obviously it's going to hurt them because they having them, but they got Monty coming back.
If they could get that one, if it's not all the way healed up, if they could get that bye, that would give them an extra 2 weeks before the game to be all the way right for David Montgomery. So maybe it is Detroit that need it.
It just depends on how you look at it.
But on the other side, Aaron Jones be questionable every week on fantasy sometimes.
Yeah.
And he be banged up.
I mean, Detroit, like I said, injuries on offense and defense. I mean, David Montgomery is a big piece. He's the starter. He's a bruiser for the offense. But at the same time, did you not just see what Sonic was on?
Yeah.
You didn't see what he just did? So at the same time, while David Montgomery will be missed the spell, Gibbs. Like Gibbs can't handle it himself. Craig Rose came in and got some work in. I mean, and at the same time on the defense. You know, Aiden Hutchinson missing. You know, a couple other people missing, but did we not just see what Curtis Jones did?
9 interceptions in the season.
See what Brian Branch been doing all season. Zion Williams comes over getting sacked. These guys are out there and they're ready. They're excited. They're rejuvenated. Like I said, that injuries makes them even more scary.
Yeah,
more
I agree
confident.
with that.
But are they not ready there now?
They got the best coaching staff in the league, but Dan Campbell's their coach.
Like, they gonna be the reason why kickers.
Ben Johnson is their offensive coordinator. Aaron Glenn is their defensive coordinator.
They don't even think about kicking half the time. It's amazing.
All right.
More from the 13. Gibbs left. Jahmyr Gibbs accelerates into the end zone. He's got the hat trick.
Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings off the Lions' reputation. The Vikings played a game that they weren't actually in. Aggressively. Over-aggressively. Yeah. Vikings, y'all don't do that. Yeah. Y'all realize Kevin O'Connell in 50 games has gone for it on 4th and goal twice. And yesterday, through 3 quarters, he went for it on 4th and goal twice. The Vikings were playing the Lions game. The Vikings were not playing the Vikings game because the Vikings let the Lions' reputation beat them before they ever actually got into the ring with them. I'm reminded of any time anybody fought Mike Tyson in his heyday. If y'all have watched any Mike Tyson documentaries, the opposing fighters would talk about how they had this different plan. Okay, we're going to rush Mike Tyson. Okay, I'm going to let Mike Tyson stall himself out. Not realizing you lost to Mike Tyson before you ever stepped in a ring with Mike Tyson because you weren't fighting your fight. You were fighting Tyson's fight.
So, the Baltimore Ravens finally overtake the Steelers of the division.
That quick.
Yeah, just like, we're going to have it. All right.
Just like that, 3 straight.
And so my thing is, what is y'all belief in the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl?
I still believe they can do it. They got the pieces. They just got to make it happen.
I mean, Baltimore Ravens, it's the same thing, yo. It's all about sticking to the script. Stop. Every time the spotlight get on you, y'all tim it up and act like SpongeBob when the curtain go up. Like,
come on.
Y'all know y'all identity for the 3-4 months. Yeah, mistakes happen, but when mistakes happen and you get lost, you're not supposed to get, that's your chance to learn, grow from it, and get better. Now, you know your identity. Y'all was in the AFC Championship last year. Y'all lost that game. The Chiefs didn't beat y'all. Y'all lost because y'all decided not to be the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all decided not to run the ball. Y'all decided not to tackle.
They decided to play the Chiefs
was
game.
Fumbling, and Lamar just don't want to run it all.
It was that fumble.
It was just a lot of bad things that were in the Ravens is the reason they lost. Not that the Chiefs beat them. So again, stick to the script. There's a lot of teams that's vying for that top spot because teams is here this year. The cheating ass Chiefs, Bills up there. We still don't know if the Bengals or the Steelers want to get up in there. You know, like they out there. We don't trust Houston, but anyway,
it's deep.
It's all set right there for them. 3 wins to the Super Bowl. Just stick to yourself and let everything happen.
Y'all might get that home game.
I agree because the Ravens are going to get a home game. All they have to do is stick to that game plan. Do what y'all been doing the whole season. You have Lamar's playing his best ever football, having his best season. You got King Henry, you stopped him for a reason. That defense has actually been playing better. And so just ride the wave and keep doing what y'all doing.
I'm going to play calling and much better. Just
about time.
Stop being scared. Huh?
That's it. All right.
Times for the Browns. Zappy. Oh, big fella touchdown. My goodness. Michael Pierce.
Don't kneel down, Big Pierce.
What are you doing?
Don't kneel down.
I was about to.
Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, your 100th career game, and you showed all the way out, throwing up for 290 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 different guys got into the end zone. How would you describe the level this team is executing at right now?
Oh, man, I feel like we did pretty good today, but first drive I fumbled, so I'm really ticked off about that, and I know they're going to get on me when we watch film on it, but first 2 drives wasn't us, but we start, when we got that return from Desmond, great return, special team, shout out to them. We just went to playing our ball.
You're now joining some elite company, too, with Michael Vick being the only 2 quarterbacks in NFL history surpassing 6,000 rushing yards. How special is that for you?
Man, that's great, man. I'm in great company with the GOAT. Man, that record been held so long. I just thank God for that, man, because without him, bro, I wouldn't be on the way I'd be.
And on the other side, the 2 number 2 seeds in their respective conferences, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. So my question for y'all is, which team do you believe is more scarier in the playoffs?
I mean, you gotta say the Philadelphia Eagles because they've been there before. They've been to the Super Bowl. They've beaten all the hard teams that were supposed to beat them. And like they were right there. One of the best high-scoring Super Bowls we've ever seen. So if you're talking about experience, it's definitely the Eagles, but if Jalen Hurts is healthy enough, it's just custom protocol. It shouldn't be too much. 1 more week to get healthy, you know. But at the same time, with the Bills with that dangerous mentality, and again, I keep saying Josh Allen, with him being ridiculed and scrutinized so much over the years, he came into the season, in my opinion, with nothing to lose, and he is right up there, him and Lamar for MVP. And if he ends up getting MVP, to me, that just adds on more and more confidence. So I honestly feel like, just like on the last question, there was like, I don't think neither of them needed. On this point, I feel like it's both of them. I feel like both, while we're looking at Lions over here and we looking at Ravens and Chiefs over here, it can easily be Eagles and Bills sneaking in past both of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because look at the Eagles. They won game out of the top spot as well in the NFC. They made it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Blowing out people with the third string quarterback.
What, twice? I think once or twice since then. But last year, I didn't trust them because they had them injuries down the stretch, and I was like, they straight gonna lose the Titans. They already knew that was gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But if Hurts come back, and they got added Saquon Barkley now, with both of their receivers, anything can happen.
Yeah. I agree with y'all, but I'm going to actually still say the Bills, just because of the simple fact, I think the NFC playoff race is more tougher than the AFC playoff race.
They out there.
But I agree with y'all that the Eagles are here, because like you said, that experience, and their defense is right there. But I'm saying the Bills too, just for the simple fact that the Bills, they the ones that beat the Chiefs. Yeah. Even though it was the regular season, they beat them, and people thought that they was going to take a step back this season because they lost all their receivers. And like these was saying, like we all been saying, Josh Allen and Lamar right there neck and neck for MVP, so it could go either way. And you see how the Bills been playing. Mm-hmm. They beat another high-powered team in the Lions also, even though they lose to the Rams before that. But I don't think you could go either way. That's why I said I agree with you at the same time.
In the Bills' case, the Bills better hope the Broncos win that game.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of scoreboard-wise in Week 18.
So I think, one, this MVP conversation has gotten so ridiculous with a lot of stuff. I was the big dumb idiot that went on TV 3 weeks ago and said it was over. I got caught in the moment. It was premature. It wasn't over, obviously. My bad. I owe America an apology in regards to that. Let's have a good conversation about the MVP, okay? Number one, and I said this weeks ago, MVP is different than Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, Offensive Player of the Year goes to the person who, in your opinion, has had the most outstanding performance. MVP is about contribution over benefit. Who's made the most outstanding contribution? Who has elevated the performance of everybody else around them, okay? Here's my pushback to the statistical argument. Shannon, I do have an MVP vote. Last year, I voted for Lamar Jackson. He did not statistically have the same season as other quarterbacks. Last year, Josh Allen statistically had a better season than Lamar Jackson. I voted for Lamar because I thought he was doing more with less. I just watched the games and said, what he's accomplishing with everything around him, that is the value of everything. You can't say statistically that is the number one line of demarcation because one, then Joe Burrow would be the quarterback to get it, or two, Saquon Barkley would be the player to get it. So it has to be how you weigh the value of the performance. What are you doing with what are you given? And I think me, and I don't want to reveal my vote because I can't, I would lean Josh Allen as the front runner because I would make the argument that I think Josh is doing as equally, if not more, than Lamar with a lesser supporting cast. Statistics, again, these numbers are all which Lamar's guys get open more than Josh's guys, very plainly. Lamar's guys technically get open the most in the NFL. Josh's get open like seventh least. So that has to factor into what you are watching and how that person is acquiring all those stats to go along with their name. I would lean Josh.